Hello everyone. Well, this channel is like a lovely language, the foreign love language. I just like renamed the name as well, just like my YouTube channel like is shown like can. However, like my like previous like name and it was just like the foreign love language. Well, anyway, today I'm gonna talk about my introduction. Now as well, just like knack like for learning or improving English or any like foreign languages. Well, actually, I'm a like language like enthusiast. Then also like I really love like learning languages and as well as linguistics. Yeah. Then currently, I'm learning English, Spanish, French, and Korean. Well, like when it comes to Korean, actually I'm learning. I'm in the process like learning the character, just Korean Hangul character. So I'm not able to like communicate, have a conversation with like the native speaker of Korean, like in colloquial. Yeah, and the Czech language, the Czech Republic, you know. But yeah, I just touched the introduction and introductory like session, when it comes to Czech language. So, well, either Czech that I can't like have a conversation with fluency, like let alone like well, I couldn't manage to travel around the world, travel around the Czech, like, you know, only like, using only Czech language. So I needed to like use like English sometimes, Yeah, in case, I needed to like face the challenges, difficulties, like, that I have to use like Czech language when I went to, when I'm gonna go to like Czech. So, then yeah. Well, the based upon the experience, my like truly, you know, my truly like true like like experience. I'm gonna explain. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys that how did I or how I improved or how did I improve like my English skill, my like language skill that I'm like speaking right now. To be honest, I'm not a native speaker of English, as you guys like might guess or like conceive. Or he's not a native speaker of English because just like his accent is kind of thick, or some people say that, and also like some people or his speaking is kind of like sounds like a native. However, like sounds just like the different region background or the backdrop. So yeah. To make matters worse, I have conqueror or my tongue and as well just like in the lip, like the you know like upper lip. So it sounds just like harder to like pronounce the English word like such as the sound, the sound, because just like I needed to bite like a little bit like ten, the tip of ten. So then like it touches the conqueror, like it hurts like that. So I don't want to do it. So I just kind of like naturally avoid touching the tongue with the teeth. So from this, so yeah. Yeah, some just like some like some pronunciation, some words kind of harder to like catch or catch up what I mean, what I said, because just like due to their due to the just like Congress. Or I'm trying my best though. So let's get started. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say I'm from where, like ever. I'm not gonna say like nationality or my my race, and then as well just like my mother tongue. However, but like people feel like and have watched you know my all my previous videos, and you might guess like where I'm from, or the nationality am I, or which like language do I use and as a mother tongue. Mm-hmm. I use which language I use mother tongue. Well, however, like I'm using like the English, not basically like in old English, in this video. Well, like as I said, I'm learning in English, and you need to, yeah, I'm still like learning and keep like learning and improving in English. Cause just like, the goal that I set up like the before going into university, and I was really just like the in the middle of like the university, and the in the midst, and I mean of like the when I was in California, like going like the studying abroad, I haven't reached to the goal. So yeah, I needed to like to keep going. I needed to like striving like to achieve the goal. Yeah. Well, the I always do the thing I always do like in order to improve in English are it's gonna go like listening podcast and YouTube, watching YouTube, and yeah, watching Netflix, and like doing shadowing, or doing like speak aloud like as soon as like the speaker in a YouTube or in a YouTube videos, any kind of podcast, like speakers like say they were, just like spoke. Yeah, this is a shadowing. I just say aloud or repeat like what speakers in any other videos like speak. Yeah, just flowing in it. There's no any like gap time, between 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 the speaker says and I say that. Then like, well, the read a bunch of like articles and English sentences in a book. Yes, I don't speak to myself. Yeah, when I have friends or when I talk to like friends or who speak, who's English or as mother tongue as well, just like the who's able to like have a conversation, like to have a conversation with me in English, then I aggressively, I rather like talk to them in English, no matter like no matter no matter like in the chat or the call, and I don't know, just like the any kind of tweet or something like that, something like that. Then in addition, like the thing that I'm gonna say is kind of like a hidden tip, or like nah, I guess like most people like don't do, cause just like sound just like sometimes you feel embarrassed and as well just like get shy or humiliated by someone, someone. So that's why. However, it's really like useful. It's really useful, like, and then as well just like it gets you like motivated, like the more and more. The tip is like the tweet, like when you have like Twitter account or Instagram account, then posted something in English, or like in Instagram, like actually in Instagram, like where some people like deposit only photos like without like sentences or text. So yeah, then in this case it doesn't make sense. However, when you have a Twitter account, then you tweet something like with the text, definitely, right? You have to do it. So then like just you tweet something like that you used to like tweet that you used to do in Japanese in then you change like it into English. What you do it like changes your attitude like toward English as well, just like a language, and I don't know, just like the I don't know, just like a function of your brain. So then you can change function of brain, and as well just like you know the thought or notion or toward the thing, then you can like see or you can recognize or you can like inspect into the something, the certain topic on the multiple like perspective and on the multiple like sides. So yeah, when you use only Japanese, then you can see the like on the only like the Japanese perspective or Japanese language thought. But when you use like in English, when you tweet something like about something and about, it's kind of like I don't know, like whatever topic that you're interested in, like politics and economics or language and idols and sweets and books and studies and it's kind of like actors, movies, theater, something, any, the whatever topics that you want. Just tweet something and about that in English. Then you can see you're gonna perceive it as well, just like you can see like the thing on a different level, on a different perspective. So which is gonna be really like useful and like which rather like they make you like broaden your world, broaden your sight. So actually I did like it got me like there broaden my world, so that's why it's really great. hmm Then as you can see like there in this video, the language in the books, which is the books, and post it on this like screen. Then you can see like the book on the screen. So I'm measuring in linguistics. So where my Twitter account like is specifically like leaning to like language, linguistic, and like, football means like soccer. Cause like I've been playing like soccer. I've been playing soccer like for I don't know, like 20 years and 18 years, like something like that. You from kindergarten to the high school. So like I often like tweet about linguistics or language phenomenon in English, or sometimes in Spanish. hmm Of course, in Japanese too, right? Well, so like in summary, the my profile or the language that I'm learning, the English, Spanish, French, and Korean and Czech, then I want to improve like especially Spanish and Czech, the Spanish, French, and Korean. Yeah. Then also if I had enough time, like to if I like spare enough time like to study like languages, I wanna like study Latin and Indonesian, right? Yeah. Well, look at apart from like these languages, I need to study. I need to keep catching like the trend of the linguistics and syntax, and you know bilingualism or something like that. You know what? Like you can like guess or you can perceive like when I'm pronouncing like something like that, like something like it touches like the concussors like so it's really hard to pronounce and it hurts the concussor inside of my mouth and every time I pronounce like the thing something. So sorry about that. Well, in summary, like the languages and also like the tips, like the anyway, just like use or language in a daily basis, and also embody like the use of the foreign languages, use of the arbitrary languages, targeted language that you're learning right now, like not only English but also like Korean, Chinese, and Spanish and French and Italian, and any other languages, and into your daily basis, into your life, into your normal life, ordinary life, oh, just exchange your thought, just exchange your like the ideology, like that you used to do, that you always do into English. When you tweet, like if you tweet like something in Japanese, always as usual, then you tweet something in English. If you targeted English as a as a language that you want to improve. Yeah. Then like when you like speak to someone, and as well just like when you tap smartphone or when you scroll the browse like something network, and as well just like Twitter, Instagram, like recklessly or inadvertently, then you talk to yourself in English, you know as making the atmosphere every time, and the rest of it as making the atmosphere like apparently or like the previously like the wasted time. So then, well, then the only thing you can do is just like to listen, read, and write. The write is gonna be like it's gonna function in like when you tweet something, when you like post it something, with the text and in English and on Instagram, in Instagram. So well, then like actually, essentially, like writing something on an Instagram and a Twitter, like makes you think or makes you like the just ponder on like, or how do I like make paragraphs, or how do I structure like the sentence, in order to like get people attention like to my tweet or to my like post, so to my post. Well, it is, which is gonna be useful like when you write something like an IELTS test, or like it's kind of like any other like English or foreign language like examination in the writing section. Well, if you do that, all them, in all likelihood, like you can improve your English skill. Uh-huh. And also you need a will, you need a solid will to continue, like to keep going, keep doing, keep studying the language that you targeted around, that you targeted once, like such as under no circumstances, like should you stop, should you quit like studying the language. Yeah. Yeah. And every time I learn a language is, and I was just like, well, like, I'm a person, so sometimes once in a while I feel like, oh, I'm really like lazy, I'm like kind of lax, I don't want to like study English, I don't want to study language, I just want to hang out, drinking alcohol, doing nothing. However, then that one phrase comes up in my mind, that is just like, in no case, you know should you stop studying language, otherwise you'd reach to the limitation, you'd reach out to the limitation, then you stop, improve your skill, improve your English ability. Well, then I just yeah, I couldn't get up like the I couldn't, in a sense, like, I couldn't get out of my get out of my word that I've seen, or that I've, you know that I can reach out to the like unknown world that I've never seen. So I needed to get out of the world. This is what I want to tell right now. Well, that's it. Yeah. Well, actually, this video tells you like that you have to be consistent of learning languages, and you have to be patient sometimes. Like, when you face challenges or difficulties, like with keep going, with keep like studying English, and languages, but just to be consistent, just to keep moving, keep moving on to the next level, next step. Yeah. The only component that you can move on to like next phase is be consistent, and as well just like keep studying it. Thank you.